3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody. How are you tonight? This is Michael Gibson from Norm Therapy. I am also the creator. Tonight, we have Bobbi as well as Montez on the line with us. But first, I want to talk to you about Norm Therapy. You know, a lot of people get confused when they're out there. They're either looking for love or trying to have love find them. And most of the time, when you're looking for something, you're looking for your keys, you just can't find them, and they're right in your hands, or you're looking for that article that you read the other day and it's really bookmarked, but you're looking everywhere else but in your bookmarks. Sometimes relationships are like that. Sometimes everything you need, you already have in your relationship. You just have it. You just overlook it because you're so familiar with it. So oftentimes you need to step back and take inventory of what you do have in your relationship. What are the good? What are the bads? And what are the uglies? And you have to do them in that order. And people don't really understand the difference between bad and ugly. So I'll tell you, when you're looking for good in your relationship, that's the good part. That's the happiness. That's the fun. And of course, we all know what good feels like. When you're looking at the bad parts, we're looking at how incongruent we are, how we don't get along, how we don't get things done the way we need to, how we always are faltering. And then we look at the ugly parts. The ugly parts normally are the impact of the negatives. For instance, you have a car accident. The good thing is you're okay. The bad thing is the car needs a few $1,000s in repair, and your insurance is only going to cover 80%. And the ugly part is that the car you hit killed 3 people. People don't look at things, the impact in that reflexive part of pain that actually affects them. They look at, because people are always trying, of course, avoid pain. So they just look at the good and the bad, but they don't look at its impact or the ugly part of it. We're going to talk more about that as time ensues. But now I'd like to bring in both Montez and Bobbi and find out what they've been up to. Hey, Montez. Hey, Bobbi. How are you today?
Hey,
Okay, great. I'll tell you something. I just learned from Kelly, she was talking and said that you had been in Indiana. So that's good, wasn't it?
yeah, it was great.
I'm glad to hear that. You have a good time? What you do?
Yeah, well, I spent a lot of time around my brothers and my dad, um,
Okay.
all the way up until about almost 1 o'clock this morning. I mean, my dad, he don't stay up like that, but we sat out in the garage and my nieces and my 2 big brothers and just we just spent some time together, laughed and stuff.
All right.
And
Well, how long did you stay?
I got there last night about 5:30. I left today around about 2 because I know the work week coming up, and then I had this group. I did get up in the morning and go to church and listen to him sing a solo and sat beside him and held his hand and
I'm glad to hear that.
seen everybody that people that ain't seen me in years and stuff, and I enjoyed myself.
Very cathartic. Very
Yeah.
cathartic, I'm assuming. What about you, Bobby? What have you done today?
I just got up, went to church, been up here cleaning carpets, and just that's what I do when I get mixed emotions on the inside. I just clean everything.
Mixed
So I
emotions. You have mixed
yeah, I
emotions?
just started cleaning. It needed to wipe down anyway from where the boys was up here. So I started cleaning carpets and got halfway down. I'm halfway down the stairs, and I'll take care of the rest of them when I get off here.
Wow. So when you're just Montez is out of town and you're like just hey I think I'm gonna clean everything. You said mixed emotions. What are you talking?
Yeah. Well, um, I expect a phone call or answer your phone or hey, I'm going to put it out there because I
Well,
text him. I said, "You good?" He said, "Yeah."
full as possible to one another, because even though
Yeah.
what people say are maybe painless, maybe painful, may hurt, they still deserve the right to be heard and listened to. Whether you like it or not, it doesn't matter. It matters that when you speak, you want to be heard. And so, of course, it's reciprocal. When they speak, they want to be heard as well. Let's just hear what it is. And it may not be as bad as both of you think, because you stop listening at the point of beginning a conversation. So let's continue to listen. So let's try to do that. So what happened in your, and then of course I'm going to ask Montez pretty much the same thing. What happened in your estimation, Bobbi? So you didn't need any
So
call?
yeah, so I texted him twice to say you good, and that was 5 hours apart. And then around 11 o'clock, he said he was in a garage with his dad, and so we didn't talk very long. He said he'd call me when he got to his brother Josh's, that that's where he would be staying,
Mhm.
and never got a call. Called and called and called and called, no answer.
You did get a call at 112. Don't get on here and lie.
Hold on 1 second. We'll get to that in a minute. Just let's just hear it out. It's okay. This
So
is
so yes,
it's a
fine
bad
and dandy. You went to church. You went to church, great, but you're leaving out a part two that you went to a bar.
So what? You leaving out the part that you told me that
Okay.
didn't nothing mean. I didn't mean nothing to you over
What I
school.
told you was that my schooling is very important, and you
I don't
said it
want
was.
to mute anybody. I don't want to mute anybody. So I'm going to ask you one at a time to speak. And I understand I can feel the heat in the room, but I can guarantee you both we can walk backwards into this
You know
and
what? You know what
not
the heat did, Mike? The heat's so cold. I'm about ready to get up right now because, like, I don't like fronting and faking and
But
lying.
you're stronger than that. You're stronger than that. And Bobbi, you're smarter than that.
And
And you
and and I'm gonna tell you something else I don't like, Michael. I don't like to get live in front of a million people and get blew up neither. And this is the last time I
well,
bite my
that's what the
tongue.
talking is for. That's what listening is for. If you hear something that you're not okay
No,
with, then we'll
that's the
talk
last.
about
That's the
that.
last
It's
time
your
I bite
turn.
my tongue about that. That's the last time you
No,
get
but
me
see, if
on here
another
in front of
person can't
everybody like I'm
listen,
gonna shut up.
if another person can't be heard, then there's how do we know it's the truth, the lie? How do we know? Nobody knows. So if you've done something that you felt was okay, and she's considering it not okay, and those mismatched or incongruencies in timing and calls and understanding can be fixed, because the only thing that can handle what you both are talking about right now in this heated manner is truth. Only thing that can fix it. The truth is the only thing in the world you don't need to prop up, you don't need to remember, you don't need to practice, you don't need to hide. The truth is the only thing in the world that fixes everything once it's on the table. Now, it sometimes makes the circumstance worse, sometimes it makes it better. But I didn't put you there. You did. You guys put you in this circumstance. And it doesn't mean it's your fault, and it doesn't mean it's her fault yet. But somebody has to take the blame when it's time. Somebody, and it may be mutual blame. It may be that it was an innocent thing that occurred. And then at the end of the day, we found out that maybe it rubbed the other person raw. We never know if we keep cutting each other off and we keep
I,
jumping in.
I, I like to,
I'm
Michael.
with
I
you,
like
bro,
I
but we
like to
gotta
say
have
something,
courtesy.
man. I,
Say
I
again?
really I really would because,
Okay,
man, I can't
you're
tell
gonna
you how
you're
many
gonna have a talk.
times
We're gonna
I can't
talk.
tell you how many times I sit up here
I know. This is
homesick
complaining.
and and and
Remember,
and, and,
negative
and,
thought.
and break
Let's
down
stop
and,
the
and do
negative
it by
thought.
myself and don't do it with
Montes,
nobody. Don't
Montes,
do
let's
it with
stop
no
it.
one.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start pausing people in a minute. Now, I don't want to do that to you because that's rude and it's an insult. And I don't want to insult you and I don't want to be
Man,
insulted. But when I'm speaking, I want you both to listen. And when you guys are speaking, I will listen. And if I cut you off for whatever reason, only because it's getting ridiculously hot. But let's compose ourselves. Everybody stop for a minute and just
I'm about
stretch
ready.
your arms out. Stretch your arms out, brother. Just open your
Uh,
chest. The chest is tight. Bobbi, open up your arms and stretch out just a little bit if you can. Just stretch out. Stretch your arm, bro. Get that tension out of your chest.
I ain't got no tension, man. I want the truth. I don't want to sit up here and
We
be
will get to the
blindsided
truth.
by the same person
We're
that tell me
wasting
they
time,
love
bro.
me.
We're wasting time.
Oh man,
Get to the
hey,
truth.
look,
Let's get to the truth. If you don't want to be online, it is your prerogative. I think it's a terrible decision to make, but it's up to you. So, Bobbi, I'll ask you this, and this is important. Instead of just running down the list of grievances, let's look at one grievance. The first one. What was the first grievance? The first grievance.
The first grievance that I had was, he said that my school was interfering with our relationship, that my practicums was interfering with our relationship. And that's something that he knew that I committed to 4 months ago, that it was going to be rough, whether I was working and going to school and having my practicum. So before he left, he made this statement. So what's more important, me or your schooling? I should never have to be put in that situation.
You should never say what you said.
What did she say?
I said my school is very important to me.
They're not telling the truth.
What did she say from your point
Michael, I'm gonna tell you exactly what she said.
No. Just tell me what she said so we can.
Three people in this house can vouch for that. She told me that don't nothing mean more to her than her schooling.
Okay, stop right there. Let's hold right there. Did you say that, Bobbi?
I did.
Okay, let me ask you a question. And this is a very valid question, guys. Why is your educational schooling more important than anything else? Hold on.
Because when I get the certification, it's going to propel me to make more money so that I can take better care of our family. I'm going to get a higher paying job. Our rent's $1,800 a month. I'm going to get a higher paying job, better opportunities that my background isn't affecting me on. So when I committed to the program, he knew I was what I was committing to. 3 days a night, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night from 5 to 8, plus 100 hours of practicum at Columbus Relief. And I just got a job.
Good. Okay, hold on a second. 1 second, Montez. The why is always the most important part of any statement anyone makes. Why are they making this thing? Why, how, who, what, where, when? All of these questions are normally the most important part, not just that the statement has been made. Is that okay with you, Montez? Not
no,
for your
because
permission.
She's not telling the truth.
No. But here's the question. Not for your permission, just for your acknowledgement and support. Is it okay with you that your wife prioritize her
I met this woman going to school.
Is that okay with you? Let's answer the question. Is that okay with you?
Listen, it's been okay. What's not okay is the fact that you neglect your family and then you make a statement like that. You 49, you old enough to know better than to make a statement like that to somebody like me. Because I'm gonna take you at your word.
No, I don't know better. I don't have to bite my I don't have to bite my tongue, and I'm not neglecting my
Hey.
Get out of here, man.
Okay. Let's effect a bit of decorum here. Just relax. Everybody take it.
Because she'll get on here and lie to y'all men in the world to believe it.
Why should I have
being quiet?
Listen, when people go to work and they take children to daycare,
one at a time.
Is that neglecting their family?
Not at all. Just stop for a minute, Bobbi. You're gonna convolute things. When you do this, both of you are doing something. You're doing each other a disfavor. Now, Montez, I'm going back to Montez, and I want you to stop answering him, Bobbi. Stop responding to him. Montez, stop responding or respond to me. This is what I want you to do. I want you to tell me. I'm going to finish my questions with you, and I want you to understand that this is for the betterment of the situation and not, we don't want to exacerbate or make it worse. Now, do it. So why don't we do this? And I see you being emotional, and that's what people do when they feel bad. But
because she's not telling you the truth.
Hold on
I got to look like a dog in front of y'all, man.
Hold on a second.
And I don't like being embarrassed.
This is not right.
And it's sad that the person who lay down beside me, now I'm questioning everything because she's lying. And I can get her kids out here and
tell the truth.
Let's stop.
And
everybody else. And Michael, I'm gonna tell you something else. At 40 years old, if I want to go, I would every single time I get with my family, this lady don't know how to act. She nodding off at funerals. She's doing everything under the dang on sun. I'm visiting my father. I ain't gotta call you every 5 minutes so you can get butt hurt.
No, but you gotta call me at some point and say, hey, you know what?
Do nothing but stay black and die. I ain't gotta do nothing. But furthermore, my phone was in the car and it was dead the whole time. And I ain't got to lie to you. I ain't got to tell you nothing. I ain't got to do none of that because you're schooling me more than I do. And I'm going to take that at heart.
No,
You
you don't.
make those statements
No,
and you
you're not. You're
stand.
not going to take that at heart. You know
But I
why you're
am.
not going to take it at heart? Because you're going to sit back and realize she
And then she
needs
get
one
me in
thing.
on here
Hold on a
and try
second.
to make me
Oh,
look like a
okay.
fool
You talk.
because
We
she's
just
doing this
listen.
goody
Hey,
practicum.
Montes, let's not battle. Just
Oh
listen.
man,
You talked, and everybody stopped for a few minutes.
I'm afraid. I'm afraid to be on here with her, man, because I don't know
Oh,
who got my
stop.
like. I feel
Stop. It
like I'm
doesn't
in a
matter.
corner
It
right
doesn't
now.
matter. We're going to get to the truth,
I
but you
don't
got
want to do this with her no more.
stop talking. Let's stop talking
Straight
and
up.
listen. And I want you to understand something, Bobby. This is very important.
Iron, man.
It's not always what people say that bothers you. It's how they say it. And I think that what you guys need to learn is how to communicate. If you say things in absolutism when you talk to one another, or you say things as a priority above your relationship, or if you're just looking for an excuse to be mad or looking for an excuse to be happy, then you got to categorically put these things where they belong. You just can't just spurt them out to the other person. Because right now we talked about 15 different things since I've been sitting here, and we still haven't gotten anybody heard
Man,
yet.
like
So let's
Michael, I don't
stop.
deserve
Hold on a
that,
second
man.
now. Listen,
I
do you
don't.
want my help? Do you want my help? I'm not
Man,
doing that.
look,
I'm not going to do it again where I just
I'm
sit.
not gonna do it again either.
Okay, well, it's up to you guys how you want to do it. But I
Straight
can't
up.
help you unless you want my help.
Yeah,
I
but
can't.
Mike, man, I got to be able to defend myself at some point, and I'm
No,
not.
you don't. No, you don't. That's the best part about being a
Uh,
man.
okay.
You
Well, the
don't.
best part of another thing about being a man is
No.
that you
The
got your own
best
brain and you
part
can think for
about,
yourself.
no, stop. Let's not be rude. The best part about
No.
anything you do as a man is you don't have to defend it. The only two things in life you have to defend is your life itself and your honor. And I don't think your honor or your life is at stake. If she lies on public air, just like you're saying, let's say she's lying through her teeth, and if she does that, do you think I'm just a pushover and gonna just not investigate
Mike, it
further?
ain't never getting addressed. She
It
do it all the
doesn't
time.
matter. I just spoke to you and you spoke about 15 other things other than what I'm asking you. So I ask you these questions and we'll dissect it and we'll get to a good place. I do believe. So why don't we do it this way? Let's back up. I started with Bobby, and she told me that the biggest problem is that you didn't communicate. Okay, forget the rest. Let's say your phone was dead. Let's say you already spoke to that. Your phone was dead and it was in your car the whole time. Was there something preventing you from charging your phone?
Yeah, I didn't have a charger. And I didn't have time to get one because, see, I spent every waking day of my life in this house having to get yelled at by a woman and ran over and everything else. I want to see my family. I ain't got to talk to nobody. And
Okay.
I feel like she tried to stop me from seeing my family
Oh, okay.
every
I
single
understand. I
time.
understand that, but you can't. Let's calm down. That's not that big of a
No,
deal.
I
What's
do
the
feel
big?
like that, man. Michael,
What's
you
the
don't see
big
what
deal?
goes
Let's
on
talk
behind
about what the
closed
big deal
doors.
is, Montes. Here's the big deal.
I feel like
That's
she
not
did
the
this to
big.
me.
That's
Never.
not the big deal, bro. Let's stop there. What's the
Never.
big deal is how you guys are communicating with one another. You need to make a very clear choice of how you want to speak to one another, no matter how mad you are, no matter how
Yeah.
happy you are, no matter how distant you are. You must always find a way to communicate or just don't talk. And that includes, and I'm gonna come back to Bobby in a second, but that includes you too, Bobby. If you don't reach him in 3 or 4 rings, don't call 50 times. Why? Because you're just gonna hurt yourself more. You are gonna hurt you. Every call you make, you're gonna be putting one more nail in the coffin of your relationship. And you shouldn't be doing that. Because sometimes people's phone do go out. Mine have done it many times. So I know it happens, but it's not as frequent as some people would have it to occur, but it does happen. What I will say, what I'm hearing is that he left the house. He went to go visit his family. Did he do it under the auspices with your support?
Well,
Hold on, with your support. Did he do it with your support? Okay, you knew he was going with his family. You knew he was already there.
well, we can even take it back further than there. He knew that I was okay. Originally, I was getting off at 2:30.
Mhm.
Okay, and at 2:30, we were supposed to leave out to go to Marion.
Together.
Well,
No.
right together, right?
No, not right.
You're telling.
We wasn't supposed to go
Okay,
home.
let's not call each other lies. We're gonna figure out the
We
lie.
weren't supposed to go together.
We weren't supposed to go at all. That's what we said. You forget. You forget that you have that ability to forget a lot. You forgot that. We weren't supposed to go at all. I didn't decide to get up and try to go see my dad until you woke up this morning mad because you didn't wake yourself up to do your practical and yelled at the
But
whole
I
dang
got it
house.
taken care of.
Yeah, but the way you handled everybody else was rough, and I got 15 people that'll say that. You lying through your teeth,
Both
and I'm
of
not
you
gonna
are
let
both of you are obviously gaslighting one another.
So
because she's lying.
this is the
That's
thing.
all
So
she does is
I
lie.
overslept for my practicum,
And
but
yell
we
at
were
everybody.
still and yet at 2:30 we were supposed to leave out to
No,
go to
we
Mary.
wasn't. No, we was not.
When was that
You want me
decided?
to
It was a
break your
Yesterday.
neck
planned
to see what I
event.
was
Yes.
doing.
That
You
was
wanted to
decided
break your neck
yesterday.
to see what I was doing.
Correct?
So you canceled your
Montes,
practicum, but you care
Montes,
about it so
say
much.
it clearly
No, I
to me.
overslept.
Say it to me so I
Man,
can
you was
understand
going.
what you're saying. Tell me what you said. You said she got up late this morning, couldn't finish her practice, but she took care of it
Yeah.
anyway. And then during that time frame, you decided that you were going to make it to Marion.
Yeah,
Now, how
because I
far
got
is that?
sick
How
of being
far is that?
here.
How many hour drive is that from where you
3
are?
hours.
So 3 hour drive to
And he
Marion.
just came up with that. No, we were supposed to go. If
Okay,
I
when
would have
was that
went to my
decided, bro?
practicum,
So
he was
somebody's
going to
supposed
Hold
pick
on,
me up at 2:30.
Montes, come on, bro. Listen, when was that decided, Bobby?
So she
When was it? It was
Yeah, when was it
decided
decided?
that number one, we were going to go on Easter as well. But number two, after my practicum yesterday, which was 9 to 2:30, we were going to leave out at 2:30. Now, I overslept for my practicum, so I had to get it rescheduled, which was okay because there's two other events that I can attend, community outreach.
Got it.
So therefore by that time, he had gotten his clothes together and I said, "Hey, I want to go get my nails done." I said, "I'll be back before you even leave. It only takes him 20 minutes. It's one street over." But he wanted to, I felt like he wanted to pick a argument with me because he didn't want me to go.
now,
And
Michael, let me tell you what the
that
I know,
argument
but
was
listen,
about.
she's speaking.
'Cause
Let her speak. Let her speak it. I'm gonna come back to you right on this, bro. It's okay to be frustrated. That's
I
just
feel that way.
fake shit, man.
I feel that way. Now, mind you, I've never had no issues with his sisters. I've talked to all of his brothers. Never had no problem with none of them. Never. Not his dad, not his stepmom, none of them. I've never had not one issue the whole time I ever went down there.
Yes, you have. You locked me up 2 times for no reason, calling me niggers the whole way. Don't lie. I'm gonna tell it all.
Oh,
You want
no,
to tell
no, no,
it?
no, no.
Yeah.
Anytime that I feel fear and you put your hands
Man,
on me,
you
I
locked me
will
up
call the
2
police.
times, Bobby. You drove drunk. You drove
So,
drunk
like
for
I
9
said,
hours and locked me
okay.
up 2
Listen,
times for
you're
no
that
trying to
wasn't
reason.
hurt her.
Indiana.
Montes,
Where
you're
it was
trying to hurt her. Do
Wisconsin,
you
you
want to see
didn't.
her hurt? Do you want to see your wife hurt?
I
Is
don't
that
know.
it?
I don't care to even say nothing to her
No,
right
no,
now.
yes, you do
Period.
care because you wouldn't
No,
be
I don't.
talking if you didn't
Because
care.
I
If
feel
you
like
did not
I feel
care,
like
you
she's
would
my
just
enemy.
shut right off. But you do care. That's why you're
I don't care,
frustrated and
man.
angry now.
Because I feel like she's
Because
blowing me up in front of y'all.
no.
But
Let's be
because you a
clear.
white
You're
woman, you
being
get all the credit.
disrespectful to your wife.
Because you're white, somebody gonna listen to what
You
you
don't have to
saying. Because you're a
disrespect her.
woman. I ain't trying to
True
Believe
hear
or
me,
that
this
shit.
false,
ain't
it
that
doesn't
kind of
matter.
party.
Because
Stop where
I'm
you
gonna
at.
tell you something. I
And
lived
stop
for
where we
40
are.
years.
No. All right.
40 years I lived and I didn't have no norm therapy.
It's okay, bro. It isn't about what you didn't have. It's what you
Okay?
didn't have now. Let's stop worrying about what
Now,
we didn't have. Let's talk about what
no,
we
no,
do.
man, because
This is
where I'm
what we
from, we
do
don't
have.
lean
Right
on
Just like
now,
that.
me,
what we have is
just
an
like when he
opportunity.
got mad and said, when I told him I don't want to be his counselor. I
Okay,
Yeah, but
don't.
hold
you
on,
don't say that to your husband. I'm a
Why are
black
we
man. You don't
distracting?
say
Why
that.
Bobby,
would not?
Because
stop
I'm a
right there.
black, you don't
Bobby,
say that.
Bobby, put yourself on mute. Put yourself on mute.
Man, I don't want
Please.
to do this with her no more
Put yourself on mute. Now, Montes,
at
listen to
all.
me carefully. Listen to me carefully.
Because I'm getting done
Do
wrong.
you want my help? Yes
All
or
right,
no?
Michael.
Do you want my help? You don't have a real man says real things. So
Well,
tell me.
maybe I'm not no
My
real
help.
man, because I'm telling the truth and I'm getting lied on here.
I'm not
And I don't
saying
like it.
who did I say I agree with her? Did I have one said I agree with her or him or you? What have I said to you? So listen
It's all
carefully.
good, Michael. It's
Start
cool.
listening, and we don't have to do this. This is counterproductive. It's not doing anything.
It is, man. But the thing is, I get out here and I bear my soul. And this woman will not tell the truth to save her neck. Her whole family knows this.
Listen to me. Then this is how you get to the truth, and this is how you start telling each
I
other.
don't have no hope in the
Hold
truth
on a
coming out.
second. Hold on, listen. When people are
None.
being defensive in nature for whatever reason,
None.
normally it's something they're trying to protect. You're doing the same thing right now. You're being
because
defensive.
I ain't did
You
nothing
don't
wrong but
have to
spend
be
time with my
defensive,
family, and she
Marcus. You're
acting like
wasting
she
time.
jealous of that.
It
And that's
doesn't
how I
matter. I
feel.
don't think that's the case. Here's
I
what I
believe
think.
it is, because she done ruined every relationship
That's
she
not
got.
it. That's not it. What you got to understand is that's not it.
I
I'm
don't
looking at
believe
it
that, man.
objectively. You're looking at it because you're right in the thick of it. I'm outside of the forest looking at the trees. You're in the forest looking at it. So
See
you
how I
won't
get
see
treated.
how to get
I
out of the
gotta,
forest until you
I
listen.
break down,
You want me to
and I
help?
ain't even
Last
got a
time I'm
wife. I
asking,
got a woman who
do
called my
you
wife,
want my help?
Mike, man, I need somebody that's gonna listen to me
Yeah,
too, though.
yeah, but you have to answer questions. You just can't go off left, right, up, and down in 50 different ways from Sunday to get to a point we've not touched yet. So when you answer my questions, I will corral both of you into a place and on a path where the congruency and the likelihood of you guys having a mutual conclusion of an agreement. I think that agreement is what you're looking for. And you're
I
not
mean,
going to
there's
find
no,
it frustrated. You're not going to find it
there
mad. You're
is
not
no
going to
agreeing
find
with
it.
her, man. You seeing
It
a
doesn't
totally
matter.
different
I'm not
side.
against her. Listen to me. Now, I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. And this is very important. I know what the problem is. I've already seen it from the beginning to the end. But we won't ever get there until you both listen to each part. So, Montes, go ahead, put yourself on mute for a second. Put yourself on mute. Now, Bobbi, come off. Please do not come back off of mute until I ask you to. Bobbi, very important. On point, we're going to do something. And I want to be just as fair to you as I am to Montes. Even if you're wrong, even if he's wrong, I'm going to be fair. Even if you're right, even if he's right, I'm going to be fair. And I think that in the spirit of fairness, we all should be fair. Give the other person an opportunity to speak. Don't offer suggestions or comments or anything that they're saying. Direct all statements to me. And I will do my best to mediate and find that middle ground, because we need to find some middle ground. He's way to the left, you're way to the right, or vice versa at any given point in this conversation. So let's not get there, even though I believe that I have done the same thing in my past. I got up, left, went somewhere, phone wasn't charged, it dies. I wait till I get to somewhere and get another charger if I can. If I can't, I don't, as a man, I don't even think about it. It's not that I don't care less what the other person sitting at the home believe or not, because I do care about that. But what I also understand is I'm a grown ass man, and I am not trying to have somebody have tabs on me every time I step out of the door. I'm not saying you're doing that. That's not what I'm saying, but that's how he's feeling. Remember, I told you the why of it is more important than what is being said. Why does he feel that way should be the question. Maybe it's your frustration. Maybe you have experiential knowledge in a place when he steps out the door, he may not have credibility in the past of being where he say he's going to be and doing what he says he's going to do. Maybe you have that experience, and maybe it's still weighing on you, and we still have a lot to talk about if that's the case. And I think we can work through that. I do. I think we can work through all of that. But present day, what we have to stop doing, and I think you both do it, and we have to stop bringing in peripheral information and peripheral issues to a central theme or a central issue. Oh, well, yeah, you said you were going to go to church with me this morning, but you didn't go to church with me. Yeah, but what about you last Tuesday when you went to get your hair cut and you weren't there with me you see, you just bring in arbitrary things from the past and from other different areas of the conversation that doesn't fit with what we need to be dealing with. So let's organize first. The conversation must be the first thing you do in order to organize any conversation, any confrontation, any argument. The very first thing you do is consider the other person. The first thing you do is consider the other person. If you know they're lying, still give them the same consideration that you would want, because eventually a lie will not be able to stand on its own. It will be impossible for a lie to stand on its own. But the truth will stand all by itself. You don't need to shine it, touch it, buff it up. It'll always shine right there. But we have to get there. Now, sometimes people lie so well or gaslight each other so well, they actually believe their own lies. And you know that at Norm Therapy, we teach how people not to lie to one another or to lie personally to themselves. You know that from training and what we do there. But that is not an overnight thing. That's not a 6 month. That's something you practice for the rest of your life. That's something you practice with your kids, with your workers, your coworkers, your boss, your husband, your cat and dog. You practice that with them and with everybody you can. So you get good at it. That's the only way you get good at anything in life. So telling the truth is hard sometimes. It is hard. And keeping things, here's the most important thing about once you consider the other person, take them in context. Put contextualization on that person and their story. And when you speak about your truth, put it in context to what we're talking about. And we'll find that the problem may not be as deep as you both are making it out to be, because we're only looking at surface stuff. He said this, I said that. You did this, he did that. We're not looking at the why behind it. We're not looking at consideration for one another behind it. We're not looking at respecting one another. We're not looking at protecting ourselves or each other. I'm not a happy-go-lucky guy. Well, oh, good, golly gee, everything's going to work out fine, Wally Beaver. I'm not him. I'm a realist. I am a realist. So Montez can't lie to me. You can't lie to me and me not having my head my own logical conclusion. And emotional sometimes, because I've emotionally gone through this myself over the years. So I understand what's at stake. And it's okay. And I've talked to countless people over the years who've gone through the same thing. That's okay too. When you finally can both sit like you're sitting, and Montez is like, God, I can't wait till I'm there. Frustration hurts him. This is a guy who hasn't been out in public most of his life. That's not an excuse. That's just his response, his reaction to this conversation. So give the benefit of the doubt. You may be wrong, Bobbi, but you also may
All I
be,
ask is to be treated like he,
dead right.
if the shoes were on the other foot, what he would expect from me.
Absolutely. Now, see, that's logical thinking. That's keeping things in context. Hold on, I'm coming right to you, bro. Trust me, you are a priority. But that's it. You know, reciprocity and equanimity and respect, all of these are two-way streets. But it's never 50-50. Please, God, understand, it's never 50-50. It'll be 49-51, 70-30, 60-40, but you'll never get 50-50 because we don't live in a perfect world. And we try to make it as perfect as possible at that 50-50. We will fail miserably every time. And we will not only frustrate ourselves, but we'll frustrate the exactness that we're trying to get out of somebody. We'll frustrate that effort as well. So know that sometimes you will be fighting a losing battle. So is that a battle worth fighting? Or sometimes you know that you have righteousness, right, respect, honor, trust, fidelity, those things on your side that you need to protect. Just being mad is not necessarily what we need to do. You guys okay?
No.
Okay. Now, without being mad. And then, Montez, I want you to respond. You're the man. So I want you to respond like the man we know. Your biggest problem with Montez yesterday, just give me one. If there's 5, we'll get to the other 4. But your biggest problem with Montez yesterday was what?
That he didn't call and say, hey, you know what, baby, I'm safe. Good night.
Okay. Okay, that's a very complete statement. Now I'm going to ask you to mute. Please do not come back. If he's lying, if he's telling the truth, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just let me talk to him. Thank you. Montez, come off of mute. Okay. Okay. Obviously, let's say before I ask you the question, let's say she's lying through her teeth. Let's say that's the truth. Let's say she's lying. It's the worst thing she could possibly do. You laughing at her and disrespecting her right
Oh,
now.
that's disrespectful.
No, yeah, when you laugh at somebody,
Man, because it's a lie,
well,
flat.
hold on a second. When you laugh, it makes you look guilty. Yeah, because
It make who look guilty, Michael? I'm not guilty for
no, just
nothing.
listen carefully. If you
Because
say
she
something to me,
needy and I can't spend no
if
time
you
with my
say something
family.
to me,
Man,
bro, you
I'm
can't
not
answer a
that's
question with a question. That doesn't make
God
sense.
knows I done been the realest person I ever been, man, in my life to all these
That's
people. And
good,
I
but
get to get like
that's not the
real
point I'm
shit.
asking. That's not what I'm asking you.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. That's why.
It does matter. It does.
No, it
That's why
don't.
I'm asking you
No, it
this.
don't, man.
Answer this question.
No, it don't.
Why didn't you pick up the phone that says, baby, I'm okay. You have a good night?
I picked up the
Somebody
phone.
else's phone.
Oh, look, I did pick up the phone. It's not my fault that that woman likes to go to sleep and she can't function like everybody else. I did pick up the phone.
That's
She's
not
lying.
good.
I got a phone in my pocket, can show you my call log. That's a lie.
Okay,
1:12
that's
a.m. I
fine.
got a good memory. That is a lie. That's a lie. But
Now,
besides,
I'm
Michael,
going to
I
take you
lay
at
up
your word.
here and
I'm going to
all
take
I
you at your
want.
word. I'm going to take you at your word that you called, and then she didn't pick up.
She didn't.
No, let me hold on a second. I take you at your word. Now, explain what happened when you tried to call her and she didn't pick up.
I called
Explain.
her 3 times, man, sitting in front of my brother. I called her and I said, man, she must be asleep. I put the phone back down and got out the car and went back into my dad where I was having the greatest time without her trying to call and ruin it and hold the phone for 40 minutes straight and just breathe for no reason. Okay? I am grown. You don't do that to your kids.
Okay. So when she calls you and she's trying to
Shut
figure out
up.
what you're up to, you're saying that she just sits there and breathes and try to
Sits
hold the
there and
phone.
wants to be because she's a very cold and very calculated, Michael. See, you see this side on this computer, but I live with this woman. She fronting to you and she fooling you too, man. And I'm telling you that.
No,
And that's why I
I
am
don't think
mad.
that's the
I am
case.
so mad.
I don't
I
think
am
that's the
so
case.
mad.
I don't think anybody's fooling me. I
I've
think
watched her run this game, this
side of the
same
story.
game on people. This lady is mean. She is mean. And she is
No.
mean. And I don't take it back. And I mean what I am saying. You
Well,
get
that's
me in
good.
here
That's
and
good.
you
But so
point
now,
this
since you
out.
mean what you're saying, let's go there. If
I
you mean
mean
what
that.
you're saying, tell me. You said you got up to go back inside to be with your dad. So you were sitting in the car, I guess, with your brother. You said you got up from him and you went inside of the house and to go back to be with your dad. So you went out to the car to make your calls.
I went out to the car to make my call
Then why not just make them right there with your dad? I don't
because the
understand.
phone was already in the car.
Okay.
So I leave the garage, go to the car, get the phone, make the call, go back in there. I wasn't worried about no
You
phone.
don't carry your phone with you inside your father's house, is what you're
I
saying?
do, but at this particular moment, I didn't, and it had been dead. She knew that all day long. And then on top of that, man, like everybody is sitting around me and watching me do the right thing, and it's the only person in the world that want to see me fall down. I come home and this is what I got to put up with every single day. Her yelling because she can't find her meds, yelling because she's not on time, yelling because she ain't
We're
getting her work
distracting you.
done.
We're going to
I ain't
15
doing
minutes
none
later.
of it
You need to deal with those things in the moment. Let's deal with this
because
one in this moment.
man,
And
because I don't
we'll
get
get
no
back to it.
win.
Bro, then tell me. If I don't know those
He's
things are happening,
controlling,
we can't
man.
talk about it. But listen carefully. Let's say the shoe was on the other foot. She
I
picks up.
wouldn't have cared. I wouldn't have
No,
been tripping.
hold on. You can't just dismiss me. Let me finish. Let's say the shoe was on her foot, and then you said, I gotta go to the store real quick and get some oil for the tank. And she just says, no, I'm gonna pick up, I'm just gonna drive off. I'm gonna go be where I'm gonna be. And then her phone goes off and you can't reach her. You don't know where she is, you don't know if she's okay. And when you do reach her, you get a very, cursory answer to things. Like you have given some cursory answers, I think. But I understand your context. Look at that damn big ass dog. Okay. But he's looking like, what's going on, you guys? But yeah, there you go. Good Lord. Anyway, what I'm saying is, it's some pretty cursory answers you have given. You know, grown men, normally speak their piece. Mature people speak their piece and then they stop talking. Because you shouldn't have to defend anything you say, but you're constantly defending. So I'm wondering why.
Because
Unless that's just the nature of
because
how you
Michael,
do.
I'm not made to feel like no man. This woman is so coarse and so harsh every single day. She look, man, my grandpa and grandma, they counseled each other. Now I don't know how the white households act, but this is not how we function. And I
Yeah,
don't care what
you
nobody
got it
says.
wrong. You got it wrong. It's not her
No,
job.
no, I ain't got it wrong in my house, in our household, in my
No,
family.
it's
I'm not
not. It's
finna
not her
change and
job to make you feel like a man.
say
That's your job.
because she don't know how
No,
to.
no, no,
She
no,
don't
no,
know
no,
how
no, no, Montes. That's
to
your
have
job.
her man when he
That's
falling
your
down.
job.
She would never
Montes,
tell you
you're
that.
wasting more time. That's your
Yeah,
job. You the
we are,
man.
man.
Your job to be a man. Hers is to respect you like a man. That's
And
her job.
she's never gonna.
Well, you have to respect her like a woman too.
Oh, well, I do, but no matter what you do, you can't satisfy her. She wants to control and run and boss everybody around her. And I
Okay.
bet you I can back it up. That's what she likes to do.
I think it's adolescent to believe that you can be bossed.
Hey man, I could be adolescent.
I'm not
I'm not
saying
no
you're
man.
adolescent. I said it's adolescent
I
to
can be
believe
all of that,
that
but
you
I
can
know
be
God in
bossed.
heaven know that I ain't lying.
I'm not worried
I
about
know
the
that. I don't care
I'm
about
looking
no
at the
insults.
statement you just
I don't care
made.
what nobody say,
Answer the
man.
question.
I'm not
It's
wrong.
adolescent to believe that you can be controlled. I don't believe
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Well, she
I don't
tries.
believe it. I'm sorry. So Bobby
She'll
controls
call the
you.
police for no reason. She
Bobby
can. Hey,
controls you.
hey,
Answer the
Michael.
question. Does she
Back in
control you?
1955, Emmett Till just said hello to a woman, and the woman felt threatened, and he died.
We're in 2024 now, and I
Okay, no,
know
but you got to
he's still
understand that
story.
what I'm
He was
right.
from Chicago. He came in from Chicago
All
down.
right,
Yeah, I know.
that's
I
fine.
know the story very well.
Yeah,
But
I
let's
know
talk
what she
about
does.
present day
She
2024.
would get me killed.
You know what? You got to answer the question so I can go back to Bobby so we can see we can find some modicum of truth because we're wasting time and the audience is like, what the hell is going on? I'm like, what's
Yeah,
going on? But I know what's happening. I
type
know
of stuff she like
exactly
to
what's
do.
happening. Yeah, but nobody's being fooled. What people are doing is protecting their interests.
Yeah.
That's it. The first thing you do, if you're not considering the other person when you begin to argue, confront, or deal with any issue in life, if you don't consider the other people across the table from you in that negotiation or in that exchange, if you don't consider it, then there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, right. It's
For both.
always been something wrong with me.
No,
I
it's
accept.
okay to have something wrong with you. It is
Yeah,
okay. As a matter of fact, it's better to have something wrong with you. So you know you have something to fix. If you don't know that something's wrong, then you never try to fix it and it gets worse. So why don't we do this? Why don't we try to fix it? Why don't we stop reacting to each other and start responding? So you feel that it would be okay, you would not care if Bobby stepped out and just
I wouldn't
disappeared.
say one word to her, man. Only thing I would say something is because she blind as a bat and can't drive at nighttime and will kill you. That's the only time I'll say something. I don't trip over petty stuff. I'm spending time with my father. I've been gone 5 months away, and every day I felt like I was alone with her beside me every day. But she would lay up here and take the nurses and the people she's tricking and all these other people over me. And it's a whole household to back that up. But
Okay,
I break down
okay,
alone.
let's say
She gonna
all
get
that is
mad.
the issue. Can we get to that another time? Let's go back to what happened today and yesterday. So here's what I think we should do. I think Bobby should come in and you should go back on mute mode. It's okay. I know you're concerned right now, but it's okay. We both have to have an opportunity to see the light. Bobby, I want to ask you a question. If you can come off mute, that'd be great. Are you the boss in the house?
I think we both share responsibilities.
But are you the boss?
I don't think anyone's the boss.
Okay, so there's a
But
democracy.
I do run a lot of the household. So does he. Different parts than I run.
Okay. Okay, so the point of no return, that line of disembarkation, that place where we will not cross, the 38th parallel. Do you guys have that? Do you have a line that you don't cross in a house?
Yeah,
What's that
absolutely.
line? Tell me what's that line?
I know what my responsibilities are, and he knows what his responsibilities are. There's things that he does that I don't do, or he doesn't let me do, like lift and what a gentleman does. And
Okay.
there's things that I take care of that he doesn't take care of, whether it's calling in a bill payment or, whatever the case may be, setting up appointments, whatever. The more feminine activities, I usually do those. And there's not no
Traditional
one over the
roles in
other.
the home, then. You have traditional roles in the home.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So where does the bossing come in? Is it boss of self or boss of household responsibility? Because he feels like you're telling him how to be, from what I'm hearing, instead of not even allowing him to be who he wants to be, but accommodating who he is. Because I don't think it's any woman's job or any man's job to tell another person how to be. I don't think that's our job. You marry this person, you marry them because of who they are. And the same
Right.
idiosyncrasies and problems and situations they had before you were married, if you didn't work them out, chances are you're going to still have them now until you work them out. That's just it. And what I'm hearing from Montez is, and it does look like a very guilty trip, Montez. I need to just say that. Most wives in the world would react the same way as Bobbi. He just up and go. He don't take my call. And perhaps you didn't want to be embarrassed. Maybe she was so mad and fuming at you. You didn't want to be embarrassed and have to take that call in front of your people. I understand that. That's no man should be humiliated like that, although many men are. And women don't oftentimes know. I've seen this and counseled this a lot. They don't often know when they're overstepping that boundary, because emotions in a lot of cases take place. Not that women are such emotional beings they can't control themselves. That's not my point. My point is that they're more emotional than we are, and we're less emotional about it. I think you said, I could care less, but she cares. And because you as a man, and she's a woman, be she lying or manipulative or whatever it may be in your head that she's doing, or in your facts that she's doing, still the fact she's your wife, and there's a certain bridge of communication needs to be established in everything you guys do. You shouldn't violate that. Going to Indiana, if I get in my car and I got a woman at home and I just drive and I go to Indiana and I'm there and my phone is in my car, I don't even put it in my pocket. I don't even ask anybody. Anybody else got a phone charger to plug this thing in? I don't even say, let me use your phone so I can call my woman to somebody. I'm sure somebody's got a phone. That didn't occur to you. In her head, she's thinking, oh, hell no, this is impossible. So, of course, she's going to be more and more frustrated as time ensues. It didn't look good. It's not a good look for you, bro. It isn't. But you probably did absolutely nothing wrong but enjoy your people and just said, I want to be around my people and I don't want any outside distractions. And that's that. And that's probably what you should have said before you got in the car and left. Exactly the truth. Whether it hurt, whether it was out of context for the moment, it was at least the truth. If you had just said, I don't want to be bothered. I just want to spend some time with my family and I just want to distract for a while. And I don't want to be in front of them having these kind of conversations. And I don't want to call you out again. I don't want to call you out. I don't want to talk about anything negative today because I need this space and time. I'm thinking that Bobbi's smart enough and mature enough to say, okay, if that's the way you want it. She may be pissed. She may be upset. She may not be in agreement, but she can have support for you. A lot of support. Because if you are consistent with your truths, which I'm hoping you are, if you're consistent with them, bro, she can't do anything about it other than support you, because that's her job as a wife, to support her man. That's her job. That's your job to do the same to her as well. You have to support her. She may come in from a practicum one day and have to go do study with 3 or 4 people, and you can't say, well, I didn't eat dinner. You can't say that. Did he leave? No, there he is. Okay, I thought you left me, bro. I've been hung up on a long time. That would have been bad. I think you get where I'm coming from, bro. You're smart enough.
The problem was, Michael, is that when he did talk to me, he was in the garage with his family. So he did have his phone in the garage. And he said, I'll call you when I get to my brother Josh's. And that didn't happen. But what he left out is that he went to a bar and he didn't call. That's the part that kind of hurts my feelings.
Circumstances dictate the outcome of every situation. Put yourself in great circumstances, chances are something great's going to happen. You put yourself in shitty circumstances, chances are something shitty is going to happen.
No, yeah, no, I talked to him at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
He was getting ready to leave his dad's. He said his dad had never been up that late and all that stuff. Talk to him.
It's okay. No, you don't have to do to show me
So,
what you do have to do is listen. And this is where do you go?
I don't know, maybe to the bathroom. But the thing about it is what I'm saying is that when he went to the bar, okay, the phone was not dead. The phone was ringing, and then it would go to cut off, like you cut it off like it was dead. And the thing about it is when he first got to his brother Josh's, his brother Josh told him that, hey man, I got a charger. So all those conversations was had.
Let's look for a solution here. Here's the solution. I need for Montez to come back. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can he hear me?
I can go open the door and ask him. I'm sure that he can.
I need you both to be back on camera so we can finish this out. And no, just ask what's going on.
Are you gonna get on the camera?
Okay,
well,
bro.
Mike's asking.
All right, come back. Let's close out here. Montez, I want you to close us out. Come here. Let's have this conversation and get it done. I can see you moving around in there. Come on. This is kind of
it's cowardly, is what it is.
Not cowardly. Don't call your husband a coward. This is what starts.
No, because the thing about it is
hey, and that's why I say the shit that I say, Michael. And at this point, can't nobody tell me nothing. Fuck you. Now.
Okay, I tell you what, I'm not gonna put up with it. If I feel fear, I will call
right now. Don't worry about it. Bye.
We're gonna make it worse. Bobbi,
yeah, it's gonna be worse.
Here's what I would do.
Because I'm gonna tell you what, if he leaves my car, if he leaves in my car, it's gonna be a problem.
Okay, stop talking and let's listen. Let's listen
to. I'm going to get my fucking keys.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I need to go there and have some in-person counseling. Obviously, in norm therapy, it only works when people have a willingness to repair and make things right. If you're unwilling to acquiesce or give in to the other, then oftentimes you're going to end up in turmoil. Now, this may be a terrible circumstance for both of them right now, but I can guarantee you if they stop to listen to one another, they'll find that they're just not far off of repair. And I'm sure you can hear them both in the background arguing, and I'm going to ask you that they not.
Yeah, well, he's not going to take. So we can close out because.
Okay, but hold on a second. We got about 8 minutes, and I want to ask you some questions. When you're an antagonist in anything you do, you're going to cause problems. Maybe no matter how.
Listen, his track record in going to Marion, Indiana, he goes out, fucks bitches all the time. He ain't nothing new. Okay. And I'm just about fed up, and this might just be the last piece, like I told you when I got on here. Because I'm not going to be treated that way. I'm not.
I understand your pain. So if this is something that's been corroborated, something that's...
So he can go to Indiana, and he can stay there.
Okay, so you think
he doesn't take care of me?
What you're saying?
He works 2 weeks, quits, get a job, work, quit, good. No, he doesn't. I've taken care of him this whole relationship, this whole time. So when I want to go to school, let me go.
I understand.
Because I got a son that'll probably never leave me.
Okay, let's calm down. Let's walk.
You know that he calls retarded, and I'm about fed up with it.
I'm on your side.
I'm fed up.
Just listen carefully.
And I promise you, right hand to God, if he comes back here with one threat, he will go to jail.
Okay. Well, If
And
your
I am dead
person
ass
is ever
serious.
your person is ever in jeopardy, you should always protect yourself the best way you know how.
And I will.
Okay. That's okay. I understand that. But what I'm also wanting you to do is calm down. See, when someone cares about you or you care about them, the intentions get much higher and hotter.
Listen, I
Maybe the
got on
best thing.
Google. I got on Google and I watched every place that he went.
Okay.
Every place that he went.
And where did he
And
go?
he did not just go to his dad's. His dad goes to bed at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
His
So,
dad does not stay up late. He was in the garage talking with his brothers.
mhm.
Okay. He was supposed to stay all night with his dad, but his dad locks the door. You see, you're not allowed out after, his dad is a very respectful man,
Mhm.
church going with his wife.
So outside of that, he went to stay with his brother
He
Josh.
went to stay with his brother Josh,
And
who is
then,
in and out of jail, in and out of relationships. See, Montez, before I met him, when he was in Indiana, before he came to Ohio, he went through, and I mean, he bragged about screwing girls to get a love seed or it was horrible. It was
mhm.
horrible. So why would I think he would change now?
Okay.
The
Well,
only reason that I believe that he married me is because he knows that I am an A1 provider. I am going to get things taken care of.
okay.
I'm going to make sure that my rent's paid. I'm going to make sure that my car note's paid. Insurance, whatever it is going to be paid. And the house is going to have everything that it needs.
You feel used, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I
Okay.
do. Yeah,
Do
I
you
do. And the car that he's driving, that's my son's graduation present. That it just sounded like it was about to fall apart because it was in no shape to go to Indiana. And yes, Michael, we were supposed to go to Indiana together, but see, he's told so many lies to get money to his family. Oh, we're arguing. I need $100 to stay in a hotel so he can go buy marijuana because I'm not buying it. Oh, she won't give me any money to whatever the case may be. I'm not footing his habits.
Where do you see this
Sorry,
going? Where do you see your relationship going?
down the drain quickly.
Okay. And
I really do.
you believe I can help you.
I believe that you can help me.
Do you believe I can help him?
I believe that he's stuck where he's still back where his dad was picking cotton and then what the fuck ever he was doing. That's not me. I didn't do it. Okay? And my people didn't do it. He's
You
stuck there. Every show we watch on this TV is about slaves. Everything we watch is about black. White people doing black people wrong. Like, go fucking get a black woman.
well, here's
If
what I
that's the case,
here's what I
go get
suggest.
someone else.
Bobbi, listen
But
carefully.
don't ruin the rest of my life.
Listen carefully. You need to calm down and relax. And let's think through this. Let's do an exercise real quick, a mental exercise, if we will, okay? You need to clear your mind of your husband while you take care of you. You need to clear your mind of your angst and your animosity and your anger. You need to clear it. And you need to start thinking about you and your well-being.
I'm not. Robert, lock that door. I want both my doors locked. I don't want him in here and he's not coming in. Wherever he can stay, he can have that car. He can go as far as he can go. I do not want him back here.
Okay. Well, I have to respect that. I don't understand that that's the outcome at this point. I think we could have walked through it. I really do have.
You can't. You can't when you have someone that's been drunk all night long. Probably didn't go to church because see, when I text him, I'm at church. He made me send him a picture of me being at church, and I did. You think he texted me one? Nope.
Wait a minute.
He said
Made you text him a picture of him being in church, or you being in
he
church?
Let me show you. Oh, that's Kelly's.
That's
I
interesting.
had to text him a picture. Wait,
You back up a little bit. Bring it closer to your
you-
face. No, it's not nothing. Just bring it closer to your face.
I'm so fucking mad.
I understand. I
I had
understand.
to text him a picture of me being in church.
I see. I see. Well,
But
that's
when I said,
that's
well,
control.
where are you? No answer. And then I texted him at 1:22 and said, answer the phone. I just got out of church because I had called him after church. Woke him up. I don't know if I woke him up or not. He didn't answer. I called him at 8:49. I said, it's time to get up and go to church. All the way up until he was at the bar until 4:20. At 4:20, he went to his brother Josh's.
And
Like
you know
I
he was
like
at a
I can
bar
pull up
because you
Google.
had to Google.
Knows
You had to
every
Google.
place that you go.
So you had to Google, so
Huh?
you knew where he was from the Google Maps and all that, and the coordinating and all that. Okay, so let's say
And the
let's
only reason I did is because he has cheated on me before. He's tried to. There was a lady that called me from the plasma center. She called his phone from the plasma center. So I don't trust him at all. I have never, ever in my life cheated on him. Not even, don't ever go anywhere besides work and school anyway. I don't do the bar scene. I'm not going to risk that. I don't do that. I don't go. Like I'm a homebody. That's who I am. And if he thinks he's missed out on all this stuff, then maybe you don't need to be with me, because I'm ready to build something that I have lost time on. I've done just as much time as he has, only on an installment plan. So guess what? I've lost a lot too. And I don't have nothing either. But what I do have, I'm going to keep, and I'm going to keep building, and I'm not going to let nobody get in my way of nothing. I will never put my dependence on him to take care of me. Never. Because he has never. The fastest he gets money, the fastest he just got a check for $500. You think he offered me a dime when I just went out and bought him 5, 6, 7 outfits with my income tax? Shoes, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs. Do you think he even said, hey, baby, let me go get your nails filled? No, I did it. I did it myself. Do you think he said, hey, let me buy a case of pop? No, he didn't.
I understand your predicament. I understand. If what you're saying is accurate, that's very unfair. You live in a very unfair and upside down situation.
And
How do you
so
make it right side? How do we make it right side
thought,
up? Is my point. Say again.
the reason that I thought that this could help was to bring some kind of understanding, and there is none. Like there's nothing. He is the same person. He is a habitual liar. He'll talk to somebody and they'll tell him, hey, I can take you and explain this roofing job to him. And then he'll tell the next person that he's done the job. I don't know what them kind of people are called.
It's pathological. But
I've given him every platform I can give him to, if he wants to clean cars. Like I said, I bought all the equipment, and he cleaned cars for one summer, and he cleaned enough just to make a little bit of reefer money. Reefer and a beer, reefer and a beer, reefer and a beer. I can look over here and tell you now, you got a half pint. I'm not a drinker. You don't want me to drink. You don't, because I'm an alcoholic, period.
So
and I don't think it's fair.
That's what norm therapy does. It brings out the truth. Now, whether we can digest the truth, or we can live with that truth, or we have to change our lives or extricate ourselves from circumstances or put ourselves in better circumstances, at least you have clarity after having assessed that truth. That's where we are right now. You're saying some things.
I mean, he knew that he was moving to Ohio, right? He
Mhm.
knew that he was moving from Wisconsin to get an interstate compact here. Why didn't you get one to Indiana?
Yeah, why did he?
Because where are your sisters and your brothers? Me and his sister got in the only argument me and his sister got into because she was drunk when he did go to jail, not behind me. And I said, hey, your brother needs you right now. Well, I can't do nothing for him. Okay, he's been gone so long they don't know him. You know, he's trying to rekindle relationships that they don't have for him. It's a two-way street. It's
Okay.
not my fault. And he says, my family is two sons. Well, yeah, three sons and three daughters. One daughter hasn't talked to me in over a month. One's downstairs with her husband, with my granddaughter and my oldest son at an interview. My other son's helping me clean. And I got two in California. That's my family. You don't think I fucking miss them?
Of course you do. Okay, let's do you a favor now. Let's calm down a bit. Let's not stroke ourselves out of here tonight. Let's calm ourselves down. Um, you have a lot of valid information that you just put on the table. Of course, all information has to be confirmed, but I'm believing that what you're saying to me is this has been your experience before about not picking up the phone, about not being attentive to you when he's out in the streets. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to make sure I'm hearing the same thing that you're saying. I want to leave you on a calmer note so the next time we talk, we can pick up where we left off, but we can also pick it up in a more structured manner. Maybe we'll stay away from the group calls. We'll try one more time to see what happens if things work out for you guys this week. But call me if you need me. Call me if you need me, and we'll definitely talk about it. But we're way over time. I do apologize. We're about 6 or 8 minutes over time, but that's okay. I think what you're saying is very important. It's very valid. Did you leave the house?
Yeah.
Okay. I think locking the door is going to cause a problem. I think
Then guess what? Then it'll get him away from me. He got $500. That's what his check was. You should have enough money to get you a hotel for the night.
okay. Well, I think that's going to cause another issue. Why don't we just rethink that? But you do what you want to do. I can't be
Yeah,
in that.
I'm doing it for my safety because
Okay,
as soon as he threatens me, he's going to jail.
I understand.
And then they're going to interstate compact him back to Wisconsin. And I don't give a fuck what happens after that. I'm done.
Okay,
This right here, like I told you when he wanted to get on the same computer. I already knew. So I hooked the computer up downstairs and hooked one up upstairs
okay.
because I knew I wasn't going to sit beside him. It would have been a whole fist fight on TV.
I understand. I would have gotten quite heated. Well, I think we got a lot to talk about, Bobbi. I really do. And I think that you're in a decision-making process right now and you're gathering your information and your historicals. You put them all in one little thing. Let's sort them out and figure out what moves you make. Um, I think you guys should try supporting one another through a conversation first, just to see if this is it or not. I think you guys should try to have a meaningful dialogue, a meaningful parameter of dialogue that you can place into one space and kind of carve out a niche for each one of yourself.
You can't when he's constantly the victim, Michael.
I know, I know, I know.
He is the victim from his ancestors. It's that deep.
Yeah, I think that talking about Black ancestry and slaves to Jim Crow and all that, that's one thing. But blaming someone for it is another thing. I think that I don't think that you went out in the field and beat anybody with a whip any times lately. But he feels that way.
I don't even like to watch movies like that. That's all he wants to play. And that's his mindset all the time.
He's transferring his pain from the knowledge of what he's learning. And we're in an era in the United States now where a lot of truths are coming out about what really happened back in those times. And And black people do believe they should get reparations, and most white people don't believe it, and they don't think it's their fault. Why should they have to pay for it? But if America would just understand that on the backs of black people, and not that you're to blame at all, but the country was built literally free cotton labor catapulted the economic structure of the United States into what it is today, until the cotton gin by Eli Whitney was invented. Black people, they tilled those fields and made a lot of people in the North and the South wealthy people as a result. And no blacks to this very day, if not a handful, have received any kind of reparation for that whatsoever. And every great transfer of wealth, just so you'll know why he's mad, instead of just the argument he's giving you, I'm trying to give you the logic behind what he's trying to say to you.
I know, but guess what? See, I'm the kind of person, number one, I hated history in school. It sucked to me. Okay. I didn't want to pay attention. It was like blah, 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 blah. I've never liked it. I've always bragged on him every time, like he's the history buff, like always, but it's to a point where it's consuming his mind. Right. And when he drinks, it consumes it to a point where
makes it worse.
I know that I better lay down or it's going to be a problem, because he's going to transfer his pain onto me.
I understand. And that's what I'm trying to explain to you. The every major transfer of anything in the United States that's ever happened, blacks have been legally, legislatively, culturally, and racially excluded. That's why the hood is the hood, because there's nothing.
Hell, I was kicked out of my family when I was 16 too.
Well, I'm telling you, it's the same thing, Bobbi. People are treated the same way. It's just other sects of our society have been in for 400 plus years, and it's generational. That's why what's happening, and you're experiencing what's happening. We'll talk more about that. And I'm not on his side or your side, but I'm on the side of what's right. I think what's right is to figure out what it is you guys are going to do and then do it. Norm therapy does that too. It helps you get to the place where you can make clear decisions. But you have to have exhausted every other measure before you make that decision, or you'll always regret it and you'll always be looking back on it. So let's see if we can exhaust every measure. And I'll look forward to talking to you next time. And I'm sorry you feel so bad, and I can see the pain in your face, but definitely I understand where you're coming from to a whole nother degree. But I also understand where he's coming from. But he needs more work than you. You're more put together when it comes to these types of things. I know that. Even if you
I just don't have any more patience. Like 7 years ago, I got to know him. I got to know who he was way before I ever seen him. But the last 4 years has been nothing. He has pushed all my children away from me, literally, because of his mouth. Because it's a whole other episode. So
we'll talk.
It's because of him. It's because of him.
Then I want you to sit down. I want you to journal about this, if you could. So the next time we talk, I want you to look down in your journal and say, this happened. But say it in such a way to yourself that you not only believe you, but you understand you. You need to be able to put that journal down, let anybody read it, and they would be reading the same thing about how you feel about it. They would feel the same way. So sit down and take a little time out for you, journal this down. And then the next time we speak, let's talk on your notes. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Okay. And I hope you feel better tonight. Try to calm down and get some rest. And if you do let them in, just relax. Remember, sometimes not talking is the best medicine. So, but
I just don't want to be. I don't want to be around him. Like, I don't
understand. Well, we'll get there.
I think we need some time apart.
I support,
and the time apart will be able to tell.
I support your decision-making process. I really do. I just want to make sure we've, turned over every rock, so to speak. And from judging from what you just told me, a lot of rocks have been turned over. So we're gonna talk.
And that's why he knew when he sat on the couch and I was up here that I was going to tell what happened.
Well, I understand. I'm getting it, but I have to read this and then we have to go because we're way over time. We're 15 minutes over time. And I don't want to lose the feed. But today was a rough session, but that's life. We have rough sessions. We have sessions where people don't listen to each other. They don't listen to me. They don't listen to themselves. Then we have sessions where people find their way through the session. This was a combination of both. I think there's some hyperbole here that we need to get to the bottom of, and some manipulation we need to get to the bottom of. Gaslighting seems to be a normal occurrence in the household, and people do it to protect themselves and to convince the other person that they're wrong. I think that's something we need to all work on. But if you got something out of today's session, please, of course, show your support by sharing this video and subscribing to our channel. You must click like and share. I'd like that very much, but also make comments and commentary. You know, marriage counseling is really not what I do, but what I actually do is I look at each individual and where do they actually fall in place in the, how shall I say, how they fall in place in the relationship. And I try to find their normal with them. Not my normal, but their normal. So our next norm therapy session will be with Montez on Tuesday, March 12th, where I will ask him a bunch of questions. So please go to goaro.org, goaro.org, and to normtherapy.com and explore our opportunities. And if you would like to become a norm therapist, please sign up. If you would like to get sessions, sign up there, or send us an email at contact@normtherapy.com. Thank you for joining us. Bobbi, I really appreciate your candidness. I appreciate your sincerity. I'm hoping that we'll have a chance to reconcile. Okay. You have a good night. It was good talking to you. And we'll be safe. We'll talk soon. If you need me, call me. Okay.
All right.